Here. All right, welcome everybody to session 8 of the More Steam training. So this is the Analyze Identifying Potential Root Causes. I'm Eric Olson. I apologize, but for some reason my video isn't working today. I think the last time I used my video, I was using an outboard camera, and somehow my computer's gotten the idea that maybe it doesn't have an inboard camera. So we'll go ahead and make do. I encourage everybody in the class, though, to go ahead and turn on your video. I think it makes it for a lot more interactive session if we could sort of see your faces. You know, if you're having a really bad hair day or something and you want to not use your video, I can certainly understand that. It's an optional thing for you, but I think it makes the class better and more interesting. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate that. It's always good to model good leadership behavior. I think it's something we need to do more of in Lean Six Sigma. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the class now. Let's see. So just remember, go ahead and make sure you got a good screen name up there so we know who you are. Generally in your screen name, what we want to see is your first and last name, hyphen, and then let me know whether you're a green belt, black belt, or transactional black belt, or transactional green belt, and maybe where you're calling in from. I'm actually here in Seattle this time, visiting my brand new granddaughter, getting a little family time in, but I'm happy to be here with you guys tonight and talk a little bit about Analyze. All right, so with that, let's, whoop. See, I lost that there. There we go. All right, so here we are in the class. So we're going to be talking about Analyze 1, identifying potential root causes. So we're down here at week number 7. Just want to give you a little bit of a heads up. So going forward now, something a little different is going to happen in the class. You'll notice that over here, where we have our transactional green belts, our green belts, and our black belts, the black belt course actually diverges a little bit during this week's upcoming material. So the black belts go on to Analyze 2 hypothesis testing, and they've got a lot more material that they're going to cover. So this is one of the differentiators between green belts and black belts. So black belts are loaded up with a little bit heavier loading on the statistical analysis tools. And you can kind of see that there where in the Analyze 1 phase, they had 10.2 hours versus, about 7. And now kind of going into this next section, there's actually 23 hours of Analyze 2 for the black belts. So I'll be, as we go through the class through the next few weeks, we're going to finish out the green belt material. So we're kind of working down the class presentations on here. The black belts will get a little bit of a preview of what the improve phase and what the control phases look like. But then as we come back in the fall quarter, we're going to pick up on some additional analysis because the black belts are then going to proceed into a design of experiments section, which is, pretty heavy, big chunk of the course that makes it 140 hours versus the 80 hours for the black belt. So that's where we're going. Black belts sort of hang tight with us as we go through this, but this will be a good for you, and it'll make it easier as we go through these sections later on in the fall with you guys also. All right. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and move on. And this is the so I thought I'd share with you guys a little bit of what the difference is between the green belt and the black belt course as far as this Analyze section goes. So you can kind of see here the green belts have their 11.65 hours, and the black belts have 23 hours. I've highlighted in yellow sort of the additional sections that the black belts have over and above. And you notice that even on some of the other sections, I think the time differences are there also. But that's just a little bit more of an explanation of the difference between green belts and black belts in this course as we go ahead. The common denominator, though, is that we're all going through the DMAIC process define, measure, analyze, improve, control. And so this is the goals of the analyze phase. Green belt or black belt are pretty much the same. All right, so here's our dashboard. Everything's tracking pretty well. Percent correct, looking pretty good. On-time completion, looking pretty good in comparison to historical. Attendance is sort of leveled out. We've got 11 participants here, so this is a little bit of a low dip. I think, tracking online attendance is something we've just started to do. I'm going to be working on finding better ways to measure and encourage that as we go forward. One thing I got to say, though, I think at this point, I recognize the names that I'm seeing on the screens every time when I log on to this course, and we do this every Wednesday. I think we're down to our core folks participating and watching the presentations live. All right. So we've now added another element of our Lean Six Sigma, belt story, if you will. So we've gone through define, measure, analyze. Now in the analyze, what we want to find out, or the part of your story is, what analysis are you doing, or what is your, what is the sort of the root cause, or how are you going to get to the root cause of your problem? Because we know one of the things we're looking at here, especially from a Lean Six Sigma perspective, is we don't want to work on superficial fixes or put additional Band-Aids on our processes. We want to try to figure out what the root cause of the problem is, and that's where we want to work. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to break you into some breakout rooms now. And what I want you to do is go ahead and share your black belt or green belt story with the other participants. And I want you to start talking to them about what you think you're going to do as far as analyze goes. So I'm going to try to get it down so we've got about 2 participants in each. Amy and Laura, if you'll stay with me, that'll get us down. Let's see. So we'll have about 8. So if I break this into 4 rooms, we get 2 people into each room. Talk to the other person in your room about and share your belt story. I'm going to go ahead and put 6 minutes on the timer here. And that will give each one of you about 3 minutes to share your story. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and do there. And let me see what I can do as far as breakout rooms. So I'm going to go ahead and give 4 rooms. I think I'm going to be able to manually move some of you if you didn't get somebody, but go ahead and join those breakout rooms. All right. So your task here is to start sharing your belt story with the addition of what kind of analysis you think you're going to be able to do. All right, so I'm creating breakout rooms. And let's see, I am going to... All right, all the rooms look good, so I'm going to go ahead and open them. And Amy, if you don't join, you'll be here with Laura and I. Okay. So Laura, can you say something so I know your microphone's working?
Yes. Hi, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Great.
Amy, can you turn on your video and can we see if your microphone's working?
Yes.
Okay, well, yeah, it is working. Well,
yes.
Well, congratulations. I'm glad your video is working. That'll make it a lot better than what's going on with mine. I don't know what's going on. So
yeah.
Well, thanks, Amy, for doing this. So I sent you a message. A message today. I was asking for a little bit of information, but how many years experience in Lean do you have?
9 months, so not that much.
9 months. Okay, so we'll get the newbie perspective.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I was actually in a Kaizen today. So we were implementing a change, and so
Yeah.
I did not get your email. I can read it right now.
Well, that's okay. Yeah, well, yeah, it's just those, the questions. Hold on a second. I've got somebody in the breakout room that's asking
Okay.
help. Let me go join their breakout room for a second. The issue in the room here.
Yeah, hi, it's Malia. I have a problem. Unfortunately, my work computer, which is where I'm at,
Yep.
the microphone doesn't work. So I have my laptop here.
Okay. Oh, and you're the same person in the room.
Oh, okay, no wonder. Okay.
Yeah. The system thought you were two different people.
Dude, sorry. Yeah, I have both computers on because this one I have to use for talking. I don't know. I've had the tech guys come up here and I can't figure out the problem, so I have to log in twice, and just because I like their screen at work. But
okay, let me see if I can move you. So I'm going to move the one with where the microphone is not muted.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to move you to a breakout room. Let me see if I can do that. I've never tried that before.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for calling back in.
Okay, sure.
All right, let me see. And I think I got another. Let's see. I'm going to move you in with.
I guess next time I just won't log in with my work computer. I'll just log in with this one.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't. This shouldn't be so much of a problem. Let's see. And let's see. I think I could have moved you initially, but I can't move you now.
Okay.
So why don't you go ahead and leave the breakout room, and you'll come up and you'll join Amy and Laura and I in the main room. Okay. So just go ahead and leave your room. Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. So now, so Malika, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Malika was having some problems. She actually had, she logged on with two different computers, one for video and one for audio. So the computer thought she was two different people and put her in a room by herself. So I asked her to come up and join us. Malika, let me just, I'm going to work through a few things with Amy, getting ready for her to be our guest speaker today. So if you just sort of tag along for a minute, we'll be all set. Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
Sure. So Amy, just on those questions, so the majority of your experience in lean has been at Freudenberg in medical product manufacturing.
Yes. I was at our Carpinteria site with Nathan Adair, and now I've moved recently to Baldwin Park down in LA area and doing thermoplastic. Okay. And we're also doing some manual assembly processes.
Okay, cool, excellent. Well, thanks again for being here. And then, what's your current title or role in lean?
I'm the assistant growth manager. So growth at Freudenberg stands for getting rid of waste through team harmony, and so I'm the assistant growth manager to implement lean processes and programs here. Okay,
well, you might have to sort of talk through that again once we get to the introduction portion, but
yeah,
all set. So great. So Malika, I want to sort of come back to you since you didn't have a partner in a room to talk. Do you want to share with us a little bit about what your Greenbelt story is and what it is that you're doing?
Sure, and it's actually Malia. There's no.
Oh, Malia, I'm sorry.
Okay. It's all right. So I work for Cal State Long Beach, and I'm the director of purchasing, and I'm doing a transaction on Greenbelt, and I'm trying to work with our AP department to move the majority of our suppliers over to electronic invoicing, electronic payments. We currently have over 6,100 suppliers that we pay annually, and only 460 of them are on actual ACH or EFT payments. So the challenge I've had so far with trying to get to the analyze and measure states are trying to get time with the AP group. So I've pretty much defined the tools I want to use for the measure is the Pareto and the histogram. I don't know if those are the best, but
so is the overall problem then is trying to get more of your vendors on this e-payment, system, right? And the question is like, why aren't they on the system, or what are the problems you have to overcome to get more of them on there? Is that sort of where you're?
Yes, and it starts with my department. My department really should be asking the suppliers to get on that payment when we first sign a contract with them or issue a PO. We don't have any process in place to do that.
Right.
So we just bring on more and more suppliers without really addressing the root cause of the problem right up front. Yeah. So that creates workload on the back end for AP.
Okay. Yeah, we just ran out of our 6 minutes worth of time. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the others back from the breakout rooms.
Okay.
All right. And they have like 30 seconds to go ahead and do that. No, that sounds like a real challenge, Willie. I look forward to sort of talk to you more and sort of hearing more about that. Sounds like if you sort of figure out how to do this, maybe even some of your improvements can be leveraged to potentially other CSUs.
That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, I would gladly share this if it works with the others, because it helps us also with our year-end process. So it's got a lot of benefits to it.
Okay. All right. Super. Okay. Well, welcome back, everybody, from the breakout rooms. Hopefully you've had some productive discussions about the analyze portion of your projects. Does anybody have any questions or issues that came up in their breakout rooms that they want to sort of throw out to me or raise up to the rest of the participants? If you do, go ahead and raise your hand. Okay, so it looks like we're okay to proceed. I'm going to go back to my share screen here. All right. And so what I'm going to do now is we're going to switch over to celebrity interview. I'm going to go ahead and pause my recording so that I can get a separate recording here. And okay, I'm going to stop. Actually,